Hey, what's up guys? My name's Michael Westbrook. As always, thank you for checking out this video. If you've seen some of my stuff in the past and you got something out of it, please consider subscribing. Big news from Walrus Audio today. They've released a brand new firmware update for the ACS-1. I think that this makes a great pedal even better. They have completely redesigned the amps from the ground up, so we're gonna take a listen to a full band demo as well as some solo clips. I'm also gonna kind of give you my initial impressions and thoughts on the update and how it stacks up to the previous versions. One thing to note before we listen to this demo, the ACS-1 has been and continues to be a clean amp platform pedal. It's made for players who set their amps clean or on the edge of breakup and use overdrive pedals or distortion or fuzz to get different tones. So in this demo, you're going to hear a lot of just straight ACS-1 examples, but then you're also going to hear some overdriven sounds. I paired the Walrus Ages pedal with the ACS-1, so any kind of bigger overdrive sounds you hear are going to be using this. Let's jump right in. First, I want to give you guys my initial impressions of the update, and then we'll take a listen to some more sounds. Overall, I think this is a fantastic update. I think the sounds are more natural. They're more open. There's a little more gain on tap with each amp, even though it is designed to be kind of a clean amp pedal platform style modeler. I think that additional gain is going to be welcomed by some. I also think that the transition kind of going from clean to dirty feels more natural. Just everything about it to me feels more like a real amp. One aspect of this update that I haven't mentioned yet is that you get 6 brand new IRs from Tonefactor, 3 speakers, 2 microphones to give you lots of great options. The IRs in the top bank use an SM57, which is a slightly brighter option. If you want to get to the back bank, then you hold the bypass switch and then select the different cabs. This gives you the IR options with a Royer 121, which is going to be a little darker, a little richer in the low end. I've got the ACS-1 hooked up. I want to play through the 3 different amps. Right now, the same amp will be coming out of the left and right side. Obviously, one cool thing about the ACS-1 is that you can run different amps on each side, but just so you guys can get a feel for it, I will keep it centered. I'll also be flipping through the different cabs just so that you hear the IR that would traditionally be used with a certain style amp. Now, obviously, I just have the EQ at noon. I would want to tweak those settings, but that kind of gives you a feel where things are at. The Marshall, has more gain on tap for sure. Let's crank that up and see what we can get out of it. I'm going to turn the bass down a little bit. This 412 on that definitely has some of that meatier low end. And just a reminder on the ACS-1, some guys might forget about this because it's kind of a hidden feature, but if you hold down the bypass switch and then you turn the bass knob up, this is actually a high pass, so this will cut out some of those really, really low frequencies. And then we also have that on the treble. This would be basically out, and then as you turn the treble down while holding the bypass switch, we're going to cut out those really, really high frequencies just to take away maybe some of that harshness or some of that stuff on top that we might not need or want. Now, with these new IRs, you know, I always encourage guys to kind of mix it up and not just go for the traditional choice. You know, you might want to try the Fullerton with the IR that would typically go with the Dartford, which is in, I think, an Alnico blue. Just kind of getting a mix of flavors there. I'm going to set this EQ back to around noon and see what we get there. Now we can try some of those other IRs in here. If we hold the bypass switch and then change the cab, this gets us to the IRs that are made with a Royer 121. This is a darker ribbon mic. While we're doing this, why don't we go ahead and take off these the low pass and high pass here. Definitely some rich lows and a little bit more mid-range, kind of low mids. I would probably bring this up a hair here. Now again, the ACS-1 is kind of made as a pedal platform. So I'm going to bring this gain back and then we're going to bring in the ages. I know we've been looking at it this whole time. You can definitely hear kind of a mid-range thing on the blue here, this cab C. Really, really mid-rangey there. And then, you know, opens up a little more when we go to the other one. Let's go to the Jensen and the Vox with that overdrive and see where we land. Huh, that's really surprising to me. That is not a combination that I would typically go for, but I actually prefer that over the Vox. Just shows you never know what you're going to get, so experiment, see what works for you. Overall, I think Walrus did an incredible job with this update. I think not only does it sound more natural, but it's slightly expanded with a little more gain on tap. I think there are a lot of users that are really going to dig this update. If you're a regular ACS-1 user, I would not hesitate to go and download this immediately. Also, one thing that Walrus does that I really like is that they offer all the previous firmwares on their website as well. So you can compare for yourself. You can hear how the latest update compares to the older one or the first one or whatever. See for yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you for watching. Also, a big thank you to Walrus Audio for asking me to do this video highlighting the new firmware update. They only asked a few channels, and so it's definitely an honor to be asked. All right, until next time, I'll see you out there.